Getting the engine and transmission out of the car. It only took 25 minutes to get those 4 bolts out. FoxBodies, FoxBodies, FoxBodies. I managed to break my glove. It's something I used to pay people to do. Don't hit yourself in the head. Ow. Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt and we are doing FoxBodies, FoxBodies, FoxBodies because that's what we do on this channel. No, what we're actually doing today is you can see my 88 SSP car is behind me up in the air. And this is going to be part one of getting the engine and transmission out of the car. So basically on the engine, if you look up here, I don't know if you've seen the other uploads, but the oil pan definitely needs to be replaced. I've got this one spot right here where I don't know, it hit something or it was grinded or something, but it's basically a permanent leak. And also I've got, all kinds of other sludge back here. I really need to regasket this thing and fix that oil pan, replace the oil pan. There's lots of little things I need to do, and it's gonna be a lot easier to do that out of the car, especially for filming purposes. I'll be able to show you guys kind of how to do that process, and it's gonna be a little easier to show you when it's out of the car. But first we got to get it out of the car. We're also taking the transmission out. Normally you see people take the engine out of the car and they kind of pull it out, right? Well, what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop the engine from underneath the car because we got the lift here. Where am I at today? I'm actually at Fox Mustang Restoration. It's a common place I go on the channel. That's actually where I'm doing this entire rebuild on this car. So if you guys don't know about them, they sell remanufactured parts. They also have new old stock parts, all for FoxBodies. They're all about FoxBodies here. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. I always have their information down in the description below, and I actually have a discount code if you buy anything from here. So you can always check that out. It's down below, and I'll put it on the screen as well. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. It's gonna be a lot of time lapse. There's not too many steps. I'll try to highlight them when I can, but that's what we're doing. And this will probably be a couple different videos, but we're gonna get started on that today. I actually wanna take a look at this transmission fluid, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain that. It's pretty easy to get out. I'll go ahead and do that. It's actually just a 3/8 ratchet to get this out. This is the transmission fluid. You can see, took that out. And the good news is it looks like it's red. So they did put automatic transmission fluid in here. It's just a T5 transmission. Yeah, it gets a little messy. Okay, so I was draining the automatic transmission fluid, which was the right color, but that's all that came out. If you guys can see that. Not very much fluid. It wasn't going into gear right. It certainly could be fixed by other things. Maybe putting fluid in it would help. But at this point, I just want to go ahead and get the engine out of the car. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh good, it only took 25 minutes to get those 4 bolts out. Oops. Ow. Yeah, right. That's how you get hit in the head by an X-pipe. Okay, got the X-pipe out. As you can see, I got it out right here, I believe, that spot right there. Don't hit yourself in the head with the X-pipe, it doesn't feel too good. But anyway, one thing I did get to do is Matt hooked me up with the air ratchet. So what we've got out right now is basically just the X-pipe. Again, the idea is we're going to drop the engine from the bottom, okay? Engine and transmission. Like you guys saw, the transmission did not have much fluid in it, and I was having trouble going into gears. It might be fine. Honestly, there might not be any problem with the transmission. I'm gonna go ahead and just tear it apart. It's so cheap to rebuild, and I'm just not feeling super confident about the state of the transmission right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and when I get the engine down and the transmission down together, we are gonna do a full rebuild here on the channel of the T5. It's pretty easy to do. From what Matt is telling me, he's done it like a million times. He can do it in like 2 hours. It will take me a little bit longer than 2 hours, but we do plan to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep working on this. All right, so these tailpipes are just gonna stay in here with no need for them to come out of the car to take the motor and transmission out. I do have some cables I've got to unplug here. Obviously, I got to get the clutch cable disconnected here. I've got my speedometer cable, which plugs into the transmission, and I have a speed sensor, which is right there. To disconnect that, Matt's actually getting me some tools for that. A few wiring harnesses. Those are the next steps. If you're wanting to, if you have access to a lift and you too want to take your engine and transmission out, you can do the same thing. So this was really simple, the steps, but I want to go ahead and cover them real quick. So again, the clutch cable, I just moved that out of the way. Had a connector here, which just, oh, sorry, it's this one. Yeah, this just pulled apart, this connector here. This one disconnected, went right there. Pretty simple to get these out of the way. And what I didn't know when I got the speedometer cable out, this is your speedometer gear that you basically, when you change your rear end gears, which I did do, this rear end did have 373s in it, and when I rebuilt it, I put 355s in. Why do you ask? Well, I have 373s in my 5-speed, my convertible, and I had too many highway RPMs. So I went ahead and put a 355 in it. I was a lot happier with it. And so we're gonna have to change out that speedometer gear. It's something I used to pay people to do. I think one time I had to pay somebody $100 to change a speedometer gear, like, I don't know, 14 years ago. So it's just pretty cool to be able to do some of the stuff on my own. It's pretty simple. I'm learning there's not as much to it as you would think. So anyway, let's continue on with the engine pull out. All right, next thing I'm gonna take out is the starter. See, I've already got some of my wrenches here. But you know, you got a couple bolts here. Also, you've got the wire connection up here. I've got to undo this, and then there's one I need a 1/2-inch bolt for there. I know you guys can't see that very well, it's pretty dark, but that's the next thing I'm gonna take out. Okay, as you can see in the time lapse, I've been doing a little bit more. The wiring harnesses are now down, pretty much going to be out of the way for dropping the motor. Of course, I managed to break my glove like I always do here on Gearhead 704. Negative battery cable is out or disconnected. Actually, I don't think I took that part off yet. I didn't. Look at that. There we go. Now it's actually disconnected. I'm gonna need to take the steering shaft out, but right now I still need the car mobile, but it does have a actual 12-point socket on there. Again, pretty dark there. I'll show you guys that next time. But that's about, I think, all I can do right now. I need the car mobile still because we need a full day to really get the motor out, and I'm wrapping up my time here at the shop today. So gonna go underneath one more time, go over things with Matt, make sure there's nothing more I can do right now. I don't really think there is. Lower the car down, and I'll probably pick this up next episode. We'll see. I'll let you guys know here in a second. All right, as you may have seen there, I did do one more thing. I took out the bolts here on the cross member. Gonna leave these in, because again, this car is gonna roll out tonight, because that's why the drive shaft is still in too. Obviously, you have to take the drive shaft out, the cross member out, and other than that, we're pretty close. Steering shaft, not a lot left though to drop it. Really, not a ton left, so it could drop pretty soon. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen in the next video. But right now I need to keep it mobile because it's probably going to be at least another week before I can get back out here and work on the car. But it is going to come out, and then we'll get into some good stuff. Like I said, rebuilding the transmission. Also, we're going to look at the heads because I think I have some problem with the valve seals on there. So probably going to do a head job, be taking the heads off, resealing the motor, regasketing the motor. All that is coming to the channel. So anyway, that's going to do it for today, but stay tuned for part 2. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. A lot more SSP content coming for you. And we'll see you next time on Gearhead 704.